99% of students are going to fail this simple question. Okay? Now, see how we're going to find the value of x that will satisfy this. Follow me, let's see. Okay. Now, the first thing to do is to do what? Square what? Both sides. Okay? In order to clear this radical square root. Is that okay? So when we square both sides, we're going to have, when we expand this bracket, we're going to have x squared, okay, multiplied by what? Square root of what? X. Or what? All squared. Because of what? They are sharing what? This power together. Equals what? Equals 64 raised to the power of what? Of 2. Okay. Now remember that the square root is opposite of what? Square, right? So square root will cancel out what? Square. So we're going to left with what? X squared multiplied by what? X raised to the power of 1. Because from indices, anything raised to the power of 1 is still that same number. Is that okay? Which is equals what? Now recall that 64 simply means what? 4 times what? 4 times 4 into 3 places. So we can replace this is 4 by writing what? 3 raised to the power of, 4 raised to the power of 3. Then all raised to the power of what? Of 2. Now from indices, whenever two numbers that have the same word basis are multiplying, we simply do what? Add their what? Their powers or their indices or what? Their exponent. You still remember that word? Log. Okay? So from here now, 2 plus 1 is what? Is 3. Bringing out the common base, we have what? X raised to the power of what? 3. Is equals what? 4 raised to the power of what? 3. Okay? Then all raised to the power of what? Now 2. Now remember from Power's law, when we have a raised to the power of what? 3. Then all raised to the power of what? 2. We can swap what? 3 and 2. Okay? So it is the same thing as what? A raised to the power of what? 2. Then all raised to the power of what? Of 3. So we're going to exchange what? The position of what? 2 and 3 here. Is that okay? So here we're going to have what? X raised to the power of 3, which is equals what? 4 raised to the power of what? 2. Then all raised to the power of what? 3. The essence of doing this is what? For them to have what? Common powers. Because when they have common powers in indices, that means their bases are what? Equal. Likewise, when they have common bases, their powers are what? Are equal. That is the essence of what? Swapping them. Now, since they have common power 3, that means x is equals what? 4 raised to the power of what? 2. And 4 raised to the power of 2 is what? Is 16. That means x is what? Is equals 16. And that is the answer. If you like this video, always comment, share and do what? And follow for more. Thank you.